सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे रे 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 सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम् सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे रे 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 सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम्
Good morning. We'll start. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर्गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोपला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैः रणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः. Good morning and namaskaram to all. So we have been discussing Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Is the audio is clear? Somebody please. Audio is okay? Hello?
It's clear.
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So we have been discussing Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are the 7th chapter. We completed up to verse 27. So we'll continue from 28. So today we will be completing the 7th chapter, Jnana Vijnana Yogam. 28, 29, 30. 3 more verses. And then the next chapter is Akshara Brahma Yogam. Okay. So 28th verse, Bhagavan continues, Yesham swantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavrataha. Yesham twantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavrataha. Punya karmanam, those who do the karma, okay, those who are doing all their karmas as Ishwararpanam or Ishwara Puja, all the karma as Karma Yoga. Okay, so they are called Punya Karmanam. Yesham Jananam, those people who are doing Punya Karmana, Papam Andagatam. The Papam, what is the Papam here? Papam is the Karma Vasana. That is the Papam. The urge to do karma. Okay, so that is the Papam, the doership. The doership is the Papam, and this Papam Antagatam is completely removed. Te dvandva moha nirmuktaha. They are free from the duality and delusion. The delusion is because of duality. So they are free from the duality. Dvandva moha nirmuktaha. Then dridhavrataha. They are established in that buddhi, the vyavasayatmika buddhi rekha. That buddhi. What is that buddhi? Sarvam Brahmamayam. Everything that appears in front of us is Brahman only, Bhagavan only. So this dridhavrataha, those who are established in that buddhi, vrata, that buddhi where the buddhi is always established in Sarvam Brahmamayam. Mam bhajande. They worship me. They Mam bhajande. Me means Brahman, Paramatma. So they always worship Brahma. But yeah, that is again. But those men of virtuous deeds whose sins have been destroyed or freed from the delusion of duality, they worship me steadfastly or dridhavrataha. What is this dridhavratatvam? Dridhavratatvam is this, that the world that appears in front, the world that appears in front of us is Brahma Swarupam. Okay, in Taittiriya Upanishad it says Akasha Shariram Brahma. This world, Akasham, space. The space is, from space everything else is born, everything else is created. So from Akashad Vayuhu, Vayur Agnihi, Agner Apaha, Adbyah Prithvi, Prithivya Oshadeyaha, Oshadhibhyo Annam. From the space, the air is born, air is created, and from air, the fire, and from the fire, waters, from the water, this Prithvi, then from the Prithvi, Oshadhi, all the plants, and from these plants, Purushaha. Right? So this is the creation that is explained in one of the Shruti, one of the Upanishad. And so the space consumes everything. Okay, and that is why Akasha Shariram Brahma, this space or this universe that appears is the Shariram of Bhagavan. So it is the body of Bhagavan only. So that which appears as this body is Bhagavan only. In Atma, everything appears. In consciousness, this whole world appears. So that which appears from the Karanam has to be the Karanam only. So the world that appears in front of us as duality, as different, is that one thing, that one Bhagavan or Brahman or consciousness. Okay, that consciousness, Bodham, that is the word, Bodham, which is not a matter. So that consciousness is, which appears as many, knowing this, okay, at all times, realizing this at all times, or keeping this in the buddhi at all times, they are Dridhavrataha. That is the Dridhavratatvam. That is the Dridhavratatvam. So, what about the karmas that we do? That karma, that is all the karmas, that is a punya karmas, right? All the karmas, when it is done as Ishvara Bhajanam, Ishvara Puja, then that becomes punya karma. And which is done with a delusion. Delusion is because of duality, right? That I want something for my happiness, for the benefit of materials. So this is the papam. So the papam andagatam. So it is completely removed. So by performing all the actions as Ishvara Puja, what happens to this karma vasana? It reduces. It reduces, and at the end, Mam Bhajande. They always, they worship me at all times. See, Shruti says, Manasaivedamaptavyam neha nanasti kinchana. Here there is nothing other than Brahman. So we have to know this using the mind only. Here the manasa means buddhi. Manasai Vedam Aptavyam. You should know that there is nothing other than Atma. So knowing this, all the actions are performed as karma. Any action, let it be anything, whatever we do from the morning till we go to sleep, all those actions, whatever we do is Ishvara Puja only. And who is this Ishvara? Who is this God? Everything that appears in front of you is God itself. Anything, the eating or preparing food or going to the office or doing all karma, it is if it is done as Ishvara Puja, as a service to God. And this God is, what is this God? The God is this, what appears in front of you. That is Ishvara Puja. See, there is nothing else. There is nothing else other than Atma. Everything is Brahman only. Everything is Bhagavan only. This is called, this is the Bhava-Advaitam. Bhava-Advaitam is where you always, in your intellect, you understand that everything is Bhagavan only. Mattah paradaram nanyat kinchitasti dhananjaya. In the beginning of this chapter, Bhagavan said, there is nothing other than me. Only I am there. Atma alone is there. Consciousness alone is there. This is the Bhava-Advaitam. This is Bhava-Advaitam, which we have to remember at all times. right from the time we open our eyes till we go to sleep. If that happens even in your dreams also, it will be the same. The dreams also will reflect this thinking. Okay. Then what will happen? Such a purified mind, a mind which is totally dropped, or there is no papam. What is the papam? Raga and dvesha is the papam. The attachment and aversion towards the object. Why I lose the attachment towards these objects? Because I have realized that this object of this world is not going to give me happiness. Initially I had this wrong notion that I need this for my happiness. That is why we did all the karmas. We have been doing so many karmas because I need that object for my happiness, right from the college or the degree or the job or marriage and children and further house and property or the car or whatever, the jewelry, anything that I wanted because I want happiness. So right from the ant to Brahma, everyone wants only happiness. All the animals, all the humans, all other species, everyone, devas, everyone want only happiness. Even the monks, they also want happiness. Even the grihasthas, they also want happiness. Everything is looking for happiness only. All the time we are all looking for happiness. But what happens is, some people take different direction. The margam becomes different. Right? So for happiness, the margam, some people take that I want to become this, I want to be in this power, or I want to obtain something, I want to grab something, then only I will get happiness. That is all general people do. Then at one point, the scriptures or the guru says that no, you are in the wrong track, you want happiness, that is all right, but your happiness is not there in the objects. The happiness lies within you. The anandam is within you. You observe your own three states: the waking state, the dream state, and the deep sleep state. Analyze this. The scriptures say analyze this. The total analysis of this is Mandukya Upanishad. So the Mandukya Upanishad is totally analyzing these three states and saying that your true state is Turiyam. Your state is that Anandam. Satchid Anandam is your Swarupam. You are the embodiment of happiness. That is Anandam. It is not the pleasure that you get by grabbing some object. So one who is established in this, that I want to be free from the clutches of the wrong understanding that my happiness depends on the objects of this world, he is called a mumukshu, and he is in the path of spirituality. And those who are in the path of spirituality, they come to the realization that Sarvam Brahmamayam. Everything is only Bhagavan here. That is Astikas. Astikas means one who believes in Atma, and one who wants to know what Atma, one who wants to understand this Atma, and by knowing this Atma alone is going to give me ultimate happiness, eternal happiness. That is the Dridham Vratam. Knowing this very clearly and pursuing the path which takes us towards realizing self. Self is Atma or Bhagavan, Brahman. And the Guru says, you are that. You are that. You analyze yourself. That is self-realization. Realize yourself as Atma, that which is never born, which never dies, which is ever present, and its Swarupam is Anandam. So this is the, and some people will not get it. Some people will not get it because of what? Because of Papam. There is a story. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, one of his family member, of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, who regularly visits Bhagavan. So one day he was telling. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's earlier Purvashrama name was Gadadhar. Hey Gadadhar, what is so special about you? People come here and they sit around you. They sit and then you are saying something. They are listening something, and then I find that all of you are dancing and then jumps with joy and singing songs, etc. I don't know what you are saying. I don't understand anything. This is the Papa Shakti. Even though that person is born in the same family as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, even though he is in constant touch with Bhagavan Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he is unable to grab, unable to get. This is the Papa Shakti. This is because of that karma vasana that is there, which does not allow that person to understand the Upanishad. So those who have the taste towards this knowledge given by Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad are blessed. Because it is not so easy for people to come to the real spirituality. So those who are able to pursue the path of knowing self, knowing Bhagavan, where my interests on other things have reduced, are blessed. And Bhajagovindam also says this can be get only through satsangam. Through only satsangam. Satsangam is where they talk about Sat. People talk about only Bhagavan, only God, Atma, Brahman. That is satsanga. That is why Adi Shankaracharya said, Satsangatve Nissangatvam, Nissangatve Nirmohatvam, Nirmohatve Nischalatatvam, Nischalatatve Jivan Muktihi. So the starting is satsang, satsangam. Satsangam is not some place where you gather together and do something else. Know the Upanishadic knowledge. That is satsangam, where people talk about Bhagavan. There not unnecessary talks will not be there. There will not be any talk of Laukikam. No Laukika talk. No Vyavaharika talk. No transactional things. Where only they discuss about God. Only discuss about Atma. That is satsangam. And satsangatve nissangatvam. By listening again and again the talks or listening again and again about Bhagavan or Bhagavad Gita, etc., slowly the attachment towards all the objects drops off. That is nissangatvam. And because of that nissangatvam, nirmohatvam happens. The delusion drops off. There will not be any, the duality goes off. The other notion slowly goes off. It reduces. The notion of other reduces. That is duality. That is what here, te dvandva moha nirmuktaha. That dvandva moham. Dvandva means duality. That duality comes only when we forget Bhagavan. When we vismaran, when the smarana of God goes. What is the smarana of God? What is that Bhagavat smaranam? That we should know first Bhagavan to do the smarana. We should know what is Bhagavan. Then only we can have Bhagavat smaranam. So the Bhagavat smaranam is possible only when you know what is Bhagavan. So we have to understand that clearly. What is Bhagavan? Bhagavan is that which is there in me as aham. All the time, which tells me that I am always there. I am always there. I am the consciousness. In the consciousness, everything else arises. Ahankara, right? And then the mind and then the objects of this world through the sense organs. So that which arises in my Atma, in that Atma which arises, once I understand Hridaya Kuhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram, right? Hridaya Kuhara Madhye, in the heart, in the cave of my heart, I understand, I realize that this Aham which is there in me is the Atma, is the God. Once I realize in myself, this is Atma Vicharam. Once I realize in myself, which is not, you have to negate the things or the gross things and the mind also. So behind that, which is there, which because of which even the mind is being manifested, or the mind is being lit, the mind shines, and the body and the objects of this world, everything shines because of that. Ardram jvaladi jyotiraham. So that which is there as Jyoti, as the light in me, when I realize this Atma as the Jyoti in me, then I understand that everything is also doing the same. It is because of that Jyoti everything else appears here. It is the same Jyoti which makes the other also talk, move, etc. I realize that because of that Jyoti I am able to talk, smell, taste. The same way all other objects are also able to experience this world in the same way. So this Brahman or this Atma is, it pervades everywhere, and that which pervades everywhere is that only, Atma only. So that is the Dridha Vratam. So that is the Dridha Vratam. So Dvandva Moha Nirmuktaha, Te Dvandva Moha Nirmuktaha Dridha Vrataha Mam Bhajande. They always remember me, they worship me. Worshipping is remembering me at all times. Whenever, whatever job they are doing, during the time, Ma Manusmara Yudhyacha. This is what Bhagavan said. Ma Manusmara Yudhyacha. You do your karma, that is the war. Ma Manusmara. Think about me only. Think about me at all times. Okay. So we'll move to the next verse. '29. Jara marana mokshaya mamashritya yatanti ye te brahma tadviduhu kritsnam adhyatmam karma chakhilam. Jara marana mokshaya mamashritya yatanti ye te brahma tadviduh kritsnam adhyatmam karma chakhilam. Ye mam ashritya. Those who take refuge in me, those who depends on me, take refuge in me, jara marana mokshaya, wants to be free from jara, that is old age, and maranam, death. Those who want to be free from death and old age, yatanti. Yatanti means who are practicing, who are trying, who are doing sadhana. Yatanti te tat kritsnam brahma viduhu. They know or they realize the Brahman in completeness, completely. Te tat kritsnam brahma viduhu. They know, they realize Brahman in complete. That's it clearly. They understand completely. See, this is the promise Bhagavan gives in the beginning, right? Samagram mam. I will explain samagram, jnanam, vijnanam, everything I will explain. This is the promise given by Bhagavan. So, te kritsnam, tat kritsnam brahma viduhu, akhilam adhyatmam karmacha. They realize akhilam, jivan, karma thoroughly. Adhyatmam, karma cha. They realize Jiva, Karma thoroughly. So Bhagavan is introducing a new terms here. Okay. So what is this Brahma Jnana? Without knowing what is Jiva, without knowing what is Karma, etc., the doubts will never be cleared. That is why we have to know everything about this world, all about the karma, and what is this jiva, what is the jiva bhava, right? We have to do a dissection. We have to clearly, in Tamil we say akkuvara anivara. We have to remove it. We have to dismantle it completely, and then we negate it. All these are not Bhagavan. All this is not what is me. So, what is jiva? What is karma, etc.? And all these doubts are cleared. How you can clear this? This can be cleared by knowing what is Brahman, what is God. By knowing what is Brahman, all the doubts will be cleared. And this is through the Guru and scriptures. A Guru is Srotriya Brahmanishta, who has clearly understood Vedas, Upanishads, and who has assimilated the knowledge. Who has completely assimilated the knowledge, that is Brahmanishta. When we hear the Upanishads from a Srotriya Brahmanishta, then it removes all the doubts from the disciples' minds. Through what? Engages in through sadhana, anushtanam, etc. What is the sadhana? Sadhana is karma yoga. Okay, so the one who has, we all have the karma vasana in us. That is why we are born, right? That is why we are born here, and we have this karma vasana, and through a lot of karma we develop more and more karma vasana, that is papam we explained, and then we realize that all these karmas are not going to give me happiness, and then we listen to a guru at the right time, and we study the scriptures, we understand through Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam. Sravana means listen to this again and again and again and again, and analyze this, and through analysis we remove all the doubts. All the doubts regarding Brahman, Karma, Jivan, all the doubts are cleared, and then once the doubts are cleared, that is a clear intellectual understanding. There is no doubt. A clear understanding. Those who have the clear understanding of Brahman, Jiva, Jagat, etc., Ishvara, once that is clear, even then there is no punaravarti. There will be no more birth. Even if it is not 100% assimilated, the Brahmanubhuti, even if it has not come, it is called Krama Mukti. Okay? It is called Krama Mukti. The other is Jivan Mukti. That is well before the fall of this body, one who realizes the truth and assimilated the truth. One who understood intellectually, intellectual clarity has come, and then it is assimilated. That is become Brahmanishta here, now and here. He is called a Jivan Mukta. He or she is called a Jivan Mukta. So because of certain prarabdha, okay, because of that prarabdha, even if the intellectual understanding is complete, even because of the prarabdha is not able to assimilate it completely, but definitely the Krama Mukti happens. It is called Uttarayanam. Okay, Uttarayanam or the Devayana Margam, Shukla Gadi, etc. All this is Krama Mukti. But actually it will happen here only. The Krama Mukti will happen here only. Before the fall of this body, it will happen. Okay, that is another thing. But as per scriptures, the Krama Mukti is that one who has thorough intellectual understanding, slowly, during the time of this body, before the body falls, he will be able to drop off all the karma vasana slowly and steadily, and before the body drops, he will realize. Okay, that is Krama Mukti and Jivan Mukti. We will discuss this in detail when we come to those chapters. But here, Jara Marana Mokshaya. Who has the Jara? Who has the Maranam, etc.? It is for that Jiva which thinks that I am this body. Okay? Those who think that I am this body, he says Jara is there. He says Maranam is there. But when there is a shift in thinking, the shift that I am not this body, I am not this mind, but I am Atma. Okay? And that is freedom. That is freedom. So for that, te tat kritsnam brahma viduhu. They know the Brahman in complete. They understand what is Brahman. Brahman is not a matter. Brahman is not the Sthula Shariram. Brahman is not the Sukshma Shariram. Brahman is not even the Karana Shariram. All these three bodies is not me. I am that Adhishtanam. I am the base. I am the ground for all these appearances, all of these manifestations. Yeto va imani bhuta nijayante ye na jata nijivanti yat prayanti abhisamvisanti tadvijiknyasasva tadbrahmeti. Why I am repeating these verses again and again? It is so that we recollect, we refresh, we remember that it is that where all the jiva, yatova imani bhutani jayante, all these appear. Jayante means created, appear. Yena jatani jivanti, where it stays for some time. And then yat prayanti abhisambhishanti, it gets dissolved. That tad vijiknyasasva, know that clearly. Tad brahmeti, that is Brahman. What is Brahman then? Atma. Atma is Brahman. Right? See, in a dim light, when you see, again, rope snake story only, when you see a rope or a belt in a dim light, you think that it is a snake. But the appearance of a snake causes disturbances in the mind. We get scared, we run, even heart attack also can come. It will end up in death of that person. But once you switch on the light, you know that it is not a snake, it is a rope or a belt, then all the fear is gone. The fear is gone now. There is no fear. Now you switch off the light, again it will appear like a snake. It might appear like a snake, but that time you know that there is no snake there. Then the question is, are there two things now? A rope and a snake? No. There is only one. That is rope. Then where is the snake now? The snake that you imagined or the snake that appeared to you is a rope. Similarly, the world that appears in front of you is Brahman. It is that Brahman or Bhagavan which appears as this universe. The appearance depends on the instruments. The appearance depends on the instruments. What are the instruments? The sense organs and the mind. So using this instrument, we see something which appears something as sthulam and something sukshmam also. The sthulam that we see as a rupam and name, and the sukshmam is which we had certain memories. Certain memories we have. These memories have deluded us. These memories have deluded us and make us fearful. The likes and dislikes are the memories. That is the past. Based on these likes and dislikes, we judge things, and because of this judgment, we become afraid. Whereas, once we know that this world which appears is exactly like a dream, there is, see, what is the dream made of? What is the stuff of the dream? It is the same stuff which is used to create this world also, the waking world also. So the waking world also is not a matter. The waking world is consciousness. It is not matter. The world that appears in front of you is consciousness. There is absolutely no reality in it, which appears for some time, which disappears. Where? In your consciousness, in my consciousness, there is no my consciousness and your consciousness. There is only one consciousness. So in consciousness, the universe appears. So that which appears has to be the karanam only, the cause only. Similar to the mirage. There are no two things. One, desert and water. Both are not there. The desert only appears as water and disappears. So the water that appears on a desert is desert only. Not a single grain is wet. On analysis, not a single grain of sand is wet. So it is so clear that there is no water. But again you come far, again you look at this desert, you see water there. So now this time you know that there is no water. Similarly, the disturbances of the mind which was there, and after knowing Brahman, the disturbances disappeared, and after the disappearance, even if you find some disturbances, there are no disturbances. There is no more fear. So that is how we have to understand that this world that appears is Brahman alone, God alone. That is why Swami Vivekananda said, God alone is there. There is nothing. Mattah paradaram nanyat. Bhagavan said, Mattah paradaram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. There is nothing other than me here. Me means Brahman or consciousness, Atma. So, Jara Marana Mokshaya Mam Ashritya Yatanti Ye. Mam Ashritya means totally, total surrender to me. One who surrenders to me. That means there is nothing other than me. There is only God here. There is only Atma here. One who surrenders this way. Mam Ashritya Ye. Yo Mam Ashritya Jaramarana Mokshaya, wants to be free from the death and old age. Yatanti, practicing, trying. Then te tat kritsnam brahma viduhu. They realize, they know the Brahman in complete. Akhilam adhyatmam karmacha. What is this Sharanagati? We'll talk little bit. Sharanagati is one who has Shraddha and Bhakti. Shraddha and Bhakti in scriptures. When we have Shraddha and devotion, Shraddha is the complete belief in scriptures, and because of that Shraddha, we acquire sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. We already discussed in our previous talks, previous discussions. What are the sadhana chatushtayam fourfold qualifications? One is nityanitya vivekam, that is what is real, what is unreal, that is called a discrimination, the 4 Ds. When Swami Paramarthananda Swami says 4 Ds, that is discrimination, dispassion, and Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti, discipline, and the Mumukshutvam, desire to be free. So, what is real, what is unreal, that is Vivekam, Nityanitya Vivekam. Looking at the world, is this world, the names and forms, are they real? No. They stay for some time, they appear for some time, and they disappear. All those objects that comes in front of us, including the sun, disappears at one point. Whereas God alone is real. Atma alone is real. It is there in all 3 states, at all times, Bhutam, Vartamanam and Bhavi. Every time that is there. So that only is Nityam. Then dispassion, Vairagyam. Knowing this, with the clear understanding of this Nityanitya Vivekam, dispassion starts. The Vairagyam towards the objects of this world. These materials are not going to give me happiness. Then Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. Shamam is control of the mind. Damam, control of sense organs. Then Uparati, withdrawal. Uparati, Titiksha, endurance. Then Shraddha and Samadhanam. Shraddha is the belief, the faith, total faith in scriptures and Guru. That doesn't mean a blind belief. People ask questions, people find the doubts, clear the doubts from the scriptures, but they have to believe that the scripture is correct. Then the fourth one, Samadhanam, that focus. Samadhanam is focus, where the focus to study, understand and assimilate. All that we need to have Samadhanam. Then the Mumukshutvam, the strong desire to be free from this world. That is the most required qualification. Otherwise, it is called Mandam, Mumukshutvam, Manda Mumukshutvam. Okay, along with all other things, let Mumukshutvam come to me, then fine, it's okay. That is not the correct way of the strong desire should be there to have freedom. Okay, so we'll move to the next one. So here Akhilam Adhyatmam Karma Cha, they realize the Adhyatmam Karma thoroughly. So Arjuna is going to ask questions on this in the next chapter. So we'll discuss this there. 30th verse. Sadhi Budhadi Daivam Mam Sadhi Yajnam Cha Ye Viduhu Prayana Kale Pichamam Te Vidur Yukta Chetasaha. The last verse in this chapter. Sadhi Bhutadhi Daivam Mam Sadhi Yajnam Cha Ye Viduhu Prayana Kale Pichamam Te Vidur Yukta Chetasaha. Ye Mam Sadhibhuta Adhidaivam Sadhi Yajnam Cha Viduhu. Those who know or realize me, understand me, that is Paramatma, understand me, Paramatma as Adhibhutam, Adhidaivam and Adhiyajnam. Adhibhutam, Adhidaivam and Adhiyajnam. Those who realize me or know me as these three, Yukta Chetasaha Te. Yukta Chetasaha means They know the truth completely. They know the truth completely who know me. Me means Paramatma or Brahman as Adhibhutam, Adhidaivam and Adhiyajnam. Okay? Prayana kale picha mam viduhu. They will know or realize me completely at the time of dropping this body and leaving this world. They will know prayana kalepi cha mam viduhu. They will know, realize me, means Paramatma completely. Who? Those who know me as Adhibhutam, Adhidaivam and Adhiyajnam. So here see, Adhyatmam, Karmam, Adhibhutam, Adhidaivam, Adhiyajnam. Okay? All these are the bhavam. Okay? They are the bhavam of Brahman only. So the Adhyatmam, Karmam, Adhibhutam, Adhidaivam, Adhiyajnam. These are the 5 bhavas or 5 attributes of Brahman only. Okay, all these are all Brahman only. One who realizes that pot is clay is Brahmajnana. See, we all the time we heard that it is the clay, whether you have the pot in this shape or some other shape. What is the truth? The truth is clay is the truth. The name and form, the pot name and the shape of the pot is not true. Is not true. So when we start our studies, we talk about 2 things. One is the Jadam and another is Bodham. One is Brahman, the other one is Anatma. Atma and Anatma. Brahman, Jadam or Bodham, Jadam, etc. Right? So the names and forms are not true. The names and forms are to be discarded, and only that Brahman or the clay, in clay is the truth, because without clay there cannot be a pot or the brick, etc. Then once we understand, once we negate all this, right, once the negation is all done, then where is this Brahman? Where is this clay? The answer is the pot that is there which you are seeing is the clay. So you cannot, first you have to understand intellectually that the clay is different from the name and form, and then the pot that appears in front of you is the clay. There is no other clay. You can't find clay apart from this pot. When you see the pot, you are looking at clay. So the world that appears in front of you is Brahman, is God. That is how all the karmas that we do is the Brahma Puja or Ishvara Puja. We do everything as Ishvara Arpanam. That is why everything that we think we have, etc., is Brahman. Everything is Brahman. This body is Brahma Shariram. That body also is Brahma Shariram. The mind is also Brahma Swarupam. The intellect also is Brahma Swarupam. All the knowledge is also Brahma Swarupam. Everything is the Ishvara Swarupam it is. Everything is Ishvara only. There is nothing other than God. So this is the ultimate Vedantic truth. The world that appears to you as it is, as it appears to you. So it might appear differently to something else. So it might, the world appears differently to a plant. The world appears differently to an animal. Even the world appears differently to the next human being also. The world that appears to A is not the same world that appears to B. But all that which appears to you is only one Atma, Brahman. There is no difference. That Brahman is same for all because there is only one Brahman here. So here sa adhibhutam adhidevam prayana kalepi cha mam te vidur yukta chetasaha. So 8th chapter we will be discussing very clearly all this. Adhibhutam, adhidaivam, okay, all that. Arjuna asks the question and the Bhagavan replies in detail. So these new terms which is introduced here will be discussed from the next chapter, 8th chapter, Akshara Brahma Yogam. Yeah. So the prayer, okay, the prayer is that I should never forget you. I should never forget Bhagavan. I should never forget Ishvara. So Ishvara Smriti, the Bhagavan Smriti, Atma Smriti should be there at all times. That is why in Kenopanishad Shanti Padham, there is a beautiful, in the Shanti Padham itself, Maham Brahma Nirakuryam, Mama Brahma Nirakarot, right? Anirakaranam Astvanirakaranam me astu. Upanishad says that Maham Brahma Nirakuryam. I should never forget Brahman at all. I should never forget Bhagavan at all. This is the prayer in the Shanti Padam of Kenopanishad. And Mama Brahma Nirakarod. The Bhagavan also, the consciousness also should not cause me forget him. The consciousness should not delude me. That is the prayer. Nirakarod means Bhagavan should not throw me out. Throw me out means what? Should not, Nirakarod means should not cause delusion to me. Should not cause this Maya Shakti on me and I should forget him. See, such a wonderful prayer. Maham Brahma. Then Aniragaranam Astvaniragaranam me astu. I should not fall into the clutches of this Maya. I should never forget Bhagavan. I should never forget Atma. This is the prayer. So here Upanishad says that I should never forget Bhagavan and the Bhagavan also should not forget me. Means Bhagavan should not make me forget. Okay, that is the prayer of this one. So all the time we should be thinking about Bhagavan only. That Mattah Paradaram Nanyat Kinchitasti Dhananjaya Mai Sarvamidam Prodam Sutre Maniganaiva. I am that thread. I am the thread which runs through all the objects of this world. Everywhere. I am the thread. Like, what is that? Patatantuvat. You know, suppose you take a cloth, the tantu, the thread. There is nothing other than the thread. Everything is thread only. You take a cloth, everything is thread only. You don't see the cloth, but you see the thread. Okay, like the Brahman in this universe. Then one more important word here is Prayana Kale Pichamam Te Vidur Yukta Chetasaha. They realize me even at the hour of death. How this is possible? How to remember God even at the time of death? Only by practicing that. Only by chanting Bhagavan's name at all times. Thinking of God at all times only will make us think at the Prayana Kale also. How is it possible that at the Prayana Kale you think God and other times you can practice some other names? Not possible. If we think of money all the time, Prayana Kale we will be thinking of money only. If we think of something else, that also will come during Prayana Kale. So here, prayanakale, think of God so that He will think about me even at the hour of death. See, in I think in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, what Upanishad says is that old age is sweet. Upanishad says old age is sweet for the knower of the truth, and death is even sweeter. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 5.11.1. Those who are interested can look 5.11.1. Yat vyahitaha vyadhitaha jwaradi parigrihitaha san yat tapyate tadedat paramam tapaha. Tapaha means tapas. It is the paramam tapaha. Jara means old age, and vyadhi, the disease. Okay, jwara yad vyahitaha vyadhitaha jwaradi parigrihitaha san yad tapyate tadedat paramam tapaha. So that is the greatest tapas for a jnani. So a jnani, he welcomes death. He welcomes death because that is the paramam tapaha for a jnani. The old age and the disease and dropping of this body is the greatest tapas. This is what Brihadaranyaka says. So one who has intellectual understanding of God, intellectual understanding of this Brahman, there will be no more birth or death. Okay, so we will conclude today's talk here, and we'll start with the 8th chapter, Akshara Brahma Yogam, from next week. So I don't want to give any brief of this 7th chapter because there is nothing to brief. We have to, again and again read the Bhagavad Gita. Then only, if there is nothing brief, but still if you say Jnana Vijnanam, Bhagavan said that I will clearly give you clarity, Samagram, Jnanam and Vijnanam. That is what Bhagavan promised. And then he explained about the Apara Prakriti, 8 Apara Prakriti, and the Jivan as Para Prakriti. And then he said, there is nothing other than me, only Paramatma here. There is only God alone is here, he explains. And then Sharanagati, Sarvatmana, we have to surrender to God. And then Bhagavan explained about 4 types of bhaktas, 4 types of who are in the spirituality. Artha, Jitnyasu, Artharthi, Jnani, all they are bhaktas only. All they are in the path of spirituality. All of them are great, but among them Jnani is same as Bhagavan. There is no difference between a Jnani and Bhagavan. Okay, and it is very difficult to find such Jnanis in this world. That also Bhagavan says, Durlabham. So the only way to attain Bhagavan is Saranagati, drop off all the kama, Vihaya Sarvan, yes kaman, Pumam Saradi, Nisprihaha, Nirmamo Nirahangaro, Sa Shanti Madigachati. 2nd chapter, 71st verse. That those who drop off all their kama, desires and spriha, okay, even the sankalpam, all that who drops off, then nisprihaha, nirmamo nirahangaraha, no ahankaram, no kartrutvam, not doership, and nirmamaha, there is nothing that is mine, then sa shanti madigachati, he attains the ultimate peace. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Harihi Om Tatsat. Brahmarpanamastu.